Before our next match, let's go to the back and get comments from the legit hit Bryan Kyle.
You know what, this morning, I have the displeasure of wrestling the Bandit. You know what, Bandit, I've seen what you've done. You claim to be around for 20 years, right? Well, you know what, I think me and my boys have beat you a time or two, so obviously you're not too experienced. This morning, Bandit, you want to step into the ring with the legit hit? Well, you're going to find out just why they call me the legit hit. You better bring your A game, boy.
And you see making their way out to the ring, the most dominant faction in professional wrestling today, the Gift Garage. Bryan Kyle stepping through the ropes now to receive his acknowledgement from the fans as one of the greatest competitors in the history of our business and one half of the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions of the world. Leonard Sims needs to watch himself or he might end up on the receiving end of a TY FHO clothesline, sir.
Have you forgot who signs the paychecks around here?
Yeah, he does.
That would explain the size of the paycheck sometimes.
My paycheck's just fine, thank you. That's what happens when you're the more talented of two people and you carry someone, though, Jonathan.
Oh, shit.
It's all right. You can send your thank yous to me for helping you save your job week in, week out by making you
Bandit with no music, just coming out.
Bandit doesn't need music. The Bandit's a rough, tough customer. He is intimidated by absolutely no one.
This match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. First, in this corner right here, weighing in at 280 pounds, he is the Bandit! Second, he is one half of the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champion. He weighs in at 250 pounds. From Princeton, West Virginia, the legit head, Bryan.
God bless you, sir. God bless you.
After this match, Matt Richmond.
I tell you what, this is going to be a really good match. You got a former 4-time tag team champion and television champion, the Bandit, taking on the legit hit Bryan Kyle.
Former television champion himself.
Yeah. I guess you got to give credit where credit's due.
Bryan Kyle forcing the Bandit into the corner, measuring him. Stiff forearm shot to the jaw. Looks like he caught him with the edge of the elbow on the cheek there.
The ref claiming was that closed fist.
Well, no one accused the referee of being very smart. We saw the series of slow counts he's been giving as of late when the contest involved the Gift Garage. I think the referee might be on the tape.
He's absolutely.
You're the man, sir!
I tell you what, the legit hit Bryan Kyle is about to get his own from the Bandit. Because I tell you what, if he does not open that fist, Bandit's going to deliver one of those big ham hocks of his own right to Bryan Kyle.
Ham hock is an appropriate way to describe the Bandit's fist, too. Good Lord, that's a big fist coming at you.
Oh, look at the Bandit, there you go! Ham hock after ham hock, baby! There's no hip toss! And the Bandit now in control after that hip toss.
Bryan Kyle very surprised that the Bandit, with this flurry of offense at the beginning, has him on the run this early in the contest. I've got to admit, I'm a little stunned myself. He does have the mind of a wrestler.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Bandit has that ability to adapt to any sort of style, as you saw in Mount Hope when him and the Big Willie Blackheart took on Team Mega.
Oh, good Lord Almighty, what a contest that was. And they may have walked out the NWA Mountain State, the NWA North American Tag Team Champions, if not for the interference of the ugliest, most disrespectful man in professional wrestling today, the Chupacabra from Mexico himself, Diablo Jr.
My memory's a little fuzzy when it comes to that. Boom slam by the Bandit now.
Let me refresh your memory here. The selfish man that Diablo Jr. is, the man who has never defeated Team Mega, thought that he deserved the tag team title shot with his partner at the time, Kenny, more than the two men that were actually capable of pinning the North American Tag Team Champions. And they cost them the shot because they couldn't respect what should have been their opportunity, their night to take home the belts for our home team.
But they were the tag team champions at that time, Tenny and Diablo Jr., and had a legitimate claim.
They had a legitimate claim to maybe challenging after the House Boys won it, but they in no way, shape, or form accomplished what the Bunkhouse Boys did when they defeated Team Mega. I digress though, back into the in-ring action. Bryan Kyle with a series of stiff boots to the upper body of the Bandit. And you see there the Gifterage working on the leg of the Bandit, not giving the big man a moment to get out of this disadvantageous situation.
And I tell you, one thing is the best way to settle this argument, Steve, is to recommend the Cucumber Company to put that match on our new YouTube channel. Have you seen that YouTube channel yet?
I believe I have. There's quite a few clips of matches that I've called that sound fantastic, and then quite a few clips of the Dark Ages, back when nobody knew how to call a match when you were putting it off.
What?
It's alright, brother. I'll teach you as we go. But you see in the ring here, Bryan Kyle with a nice leg lock on the Bandit. The Bandit reaching for the ropes, trying to get out of this maneuver, maybe roll Bryan Kyle over. But at this moment, Bryan Kyle sustains his momentum and reaches for a little help from his friends.
Look what King Richard's doing!
What's wrong with getting by with a little help from your friends?
A little cheating by your friends.
How can you question our noble heavyweight champion?
No, wait a minute. He's holding the hand of Bryan Kyle. Start winks at me, and Kyle calls me Kosi Kosi. What is up with that?
You know, Jonathan Styles, I have to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm a little upset that you would have such disrespect for a certain group of people out there, that you would make comments like that. It's in poor taste. You need to learn to rein yourself in and focus on the in-ring competition. Stop being disrespectful. Thank you very much.
Political commentaries aside.
Nice snapmare there by Bryan Kyle. Kick to the back of the Bandit. And the Bandit in trouble here.
Yeah, he's going to have...
Bryan Kyle sees to dish out more punishment. Rolling heel kick. Right back on top with the lateral press. 1, 2. Near fall there by Bryan Kyle.
And I tell you, Bandit almost having a handicap match out there with that's 3-on-1 with the fact you have Jason the Gift Kincaid and former heavyweight champion King Richard out there as well.
Sir, it's all right. We'll argue that one another time, another place.
And now Bryan Kyle trying to get Bandit up off the mat, but just continues to put the boots to him instead.
It's kind of a tough challenge moving that man when you can't get him up to his feet. You certainly aren't going to motivate him to get up any quicker.
Oh, now what is this? Look at the gift!
That size. I think they're checking the Bandit's pulse to make sure he's still in this one, that he hasn't lost too much oxygen.
I think they just took away his oxygen and trying to get back.
Loss of oxygen of the brain is a terrible thing. It can result in brain damage. It can result in subdural hematomas. I mean, the last thing I want to see is the Bandit get hurt here. And kudos to the Gifterage for having enough respect for their fellow sportsmen in this contest to check on him and make sure of his well-being.
So how much oxygen did you lose then, sir, Steve?
I gotta tell you, I hold my breath every time I see a contest between two exciting competitors like this. But I think I'm doing all right, Jonathan Styles. No need to worry about me, brother.
Oh, shit. Speaking of exciting matches, the next match, the main event.
Nice flying shoulder block by the Bandit. Are you kidding me?
Teddy taking on Derek Billings in our main event. Wait a minute.
King Richard there trying to explain the injustices that have incurred already in this match to the referee.
What is this foreign object by Bryan Kyle?
That's not a foreign object. It was bought in America, and Bryan Kyle measuring him. And you see the Bandit mouthing off to King Richard. I wish he was keeping an eye on the prize. Bryan Kyle misses there though. The Bandit's full package.
Yes.
2, 3. And the Bandit with the big win rolls to the outside. Bryan Kyle and the Gifterage could not believe themselves. And the Bandit, the victor today. Very, very fortunate indeed.